There we go. Goofy boy. You just want to be all by your lonesome? Goodness gracious, dog. Goodness gracious. What's up, Pop? What's up, Bubby boy? Huh? You goofy thing. What the fuck? I just started some more to get fucking phone call spams. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, damn it. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. Why was I really expecting hiccups here? That's also just as annoying. Boo. Alright. Doggo! Little bean bean. Little thirsty boy. There we go. Get this all grand dip on. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Goofy dog. Goofy douche. The door ain't open, you ain't getting out. I think the dog thinks he's getting outside, but he's not. He's going to stay put right in here. All I know is it's cold as fuck out there and windy as shit. Really windy as shit. Ugh. And I don't really like it being super windy. I was like, I'll wear this hat today. And then I'm just like, with all the wind, just like, oof. I don't want my hat to fly away or the feathers either. So I'm just like, well, I guess my head's exposed and I'm just holding on to my hat like this so nothing flies away. It wasn't really exactly fun. I much prefer if it was just cold and still air versus windy as shit. Even if there's a little breeze, that's fine. But like a full gusts of wind, it's like, ew. Gross. I don't want that. I don't want that bullshit. Lame. Yeah. At least supposedly, like up in the Hillsborough area, it's like snowing right now. So there's an off chance it might just straight up snow tonight. I keep hearing these rumors, so I'm gonna believe it when I see it. But I would like some snow. Snow was fun. I did like that at least. Oops. What's up, Puppo? What? I don't have anything over here for you right now. I will later, but not right now, bud. Goofball. What are you wandering around for? You're like encircling me like I'm a fucking shark or something. I'm ready to eat, its prey. You're just waiting for the right opportune moment. What's going on over here, bud? You goofball. And you just got a bath the other day. You should be thanking me instead of this shit. Because now it smells good. It smells like coconut now. And he's super, super soft. I thought it was already soft as it is, but I'm just like, I forgot how much of a super floof he can really be. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Came out. Ooh. There we go. Nice. What? What, dog? What you want? What you want, boy? It's all you get. Just pats on the head and scritches and shit. You know, cheese screeches. Cheese screeches. Just scritches all over. Yeah, you love the scritches. You love scritches. Yes, you do. What? Damn, bro. Piercing my soul like this does not help. You think I think I have a rawhide over here, but I don't have those. They're in my room. And I just plop myself down, so I don't really want to get up at the moment. So he's just gonna have to deal with it. That's why I said a little bit later. I'll get you one later. Yeah. Because he is ridiculously a goofball. That, despite not being very vocal, is very emotive about himself. Whoop. Are you giving me some sass now? I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna close that fucking room up, and then you're just gonna pout. I know how you are. It's not even surprising anymore. I just find it cute sometimes when you just bolt your way in there and then just slam that door shut. Oh, yep, there we go. Knew it. Yep, and then now the door's closed. Wow. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, damn. Getting seriously sick of being tortured by my nose, so brought these bad boys in here. That was much better. I'll just have that set there for now until my nose wants to fucking act up again. Lovely. I don't know. Just kind of kick it, chill for a little bit, and all that stuff. At least until my don't be falling phone. There we go. At least until my homeboys hit me up about when they want to kick it. So I know two of my friends are going to go out and kick it around for a little bit. And I was like, all right, I got nothing better to do after my little errands today. So just wait for them to link up and set a game plan. Though knowing that my buddy is probably just going to straight call me constantly. And it's like, God damn it. Son of a bitch. Well, hopefully, he just, hits me up with text or something, and then I can at least, respond to that without necessarily having to dip off for a bit. So hopefully he'll recognize that. I don't know why he calls me all the time when he knows that I'm predominantly a texter. Granted, I'm not really great with phone calls either way in general, but it's just definitely do better with texts. I don't know why, but honestly, it's just because I can get back to them in my own time. That's especially why. And so I'd be like, I'm busy right now. Can't immediately, obviously, hit someone up or call them back or whatever. My main thing is just once it starts getting to the point of spam calling or being within minutes, being yo, I said something to you. And it's just I'll get back to you when I do. I definitely hate like kind of like helicopter communicators, sometimes where they'll constantly hit you. They'll be like, hey, 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 hey. It's like, I got your first message. I will hit you up when I can. Holy shit. I definitely, get a little peeved by that. Not full on like this, but it definitely is a little peeved for sure. Besides, like, if people really, actually genuinely need to like full fucking reach out to me, they would, that where it's absolute genuine importance, and they will at least let me know about that, because I've, will respond to those pretty quick, being like, hey, something need to like let you know about, or something important need to tell you, or this and that. And I'll just be like, all right, I'll hit you up immediately shortly after that, at least in the best convenient time. But just people that like constantly like, hey, oh, it's like that gets annoying. Oh, that felt good. I think it's just because partly I'm not raised like like I might have been a descendant of the internet, but I've never been like completely raised with like constant immediate like need to like hit up communicate kind of thing, like especially with like social media or like texting and stuff. I grew up with enough to be all into the texting aspect of things, but not so much when it comes to like the other aspects of social media, or at least just in different aspects of communication that way, where I definitely know a lot of people who are like younger tend to be a lot more like right off the bat like hitting it up, which hey, I like. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's actually relatively decent, but there needs to be a balance about it sometimes, because I also do enjoy my me time, and sometimes I just straight up can't reach out to someone yet. But they'll like straight up be people that get pissed over it, and they'll be like, yo, what the fuck? Why did you hit me up like a few hours ago when I, reached out to you? I'm just like, then it'll be like, because I was like working or this and that. Funny enough, my mom is like this actually, despite not being a part of that generation of like constant like, hey, if I, reach out to you, you need to immediately reach back. And I'm just like, I've told you this endlessly, mom, but it's like I'm either like working or I'm like hanging with friends. Like there's all sorts of other factors where sometimes it's not immediately accessible. It's not like I won't call you back, but holy shit. Sometimes she'll get butthurt, like dead ass. Be like, why didn't you hit me up? And I'm like, because I'm working, or I'm doing this or that, or I'm whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, what's like, what the hell? Just because I, reach out to you for like, a few hours or something doesn't mean it's like the end of the damn world. That is what really gets annoying. Is when like people generally get a little butthurt about it. And I love my mom, but oh my god, that's definitely a problem of hers for sure. And it's like, man, I'm just trying to like, do my shit. It's like I get it. You want to talk to your kids and stuff, but it's like, man, sometimes I'm just doing shit. Which actually, funny enough, speaking of it, we should probably hit her up here, pretty soon. Actually, I haven't told her the good news about potentially getting at least another line of work. So I'm gonna have to at least hit her up at least some point, probably later tonight. See how she's doing shit. Because honestly, that'll definitely get kind of off my back a little bit about like the constant like, oh well, here, let me just teach you what you already know about like interviews and this and that. Like at least at that point, she'll get off my back about that shit. It's like every time I talk to her, especially in this past like month and a half or so, sometimes they get contentious because of that, and it's just like because I already know these things. So it's like to me, I'm wondering why in the fuck are you just rehashing shit I already know, and you think I just don't? It's like, come on. It worked the first time, and it kept me, with a decent job for like 9 fucking years up until they fucked me over, really. So it's like I think I know what I'm doing. It's just that it's literally the worst time of the year for there to like be any job opportunities. But at least now there's actually kind of fucking something now that the year's kind of going on a little bit. So that's at least good. I'm starting to notice that, so I'm actually starting to kind of like get some reach outs for some other spots. So I'm kind of at least prioritizing a few places at the moment, but if nothing completely goes through, then at least I have at least I'd say like 2 or 3 other spots I can reach out to. So at least at this point now, it's not really as bad. But oh my god, like the fucking like last 2 months have been really ridiculous. And honestly, at least if things work out, with the one spot I'm thinking of, that I'm gonna follow up with on Wednesday, then hopefully, and if that works out, then I can see what the wage would be, and at least see if like what those days would be. So then at least I know if I get like another part time or something, especially if it's like right around the corner from like that spot, then I can at least work out a pretty decent little schedule to where I could probably basically do the equivalent of full time, just working 2 different places. And both, I think, do potentially come with tips too. So I'm wondering if once I actually get like potentially again fingers crossed, fully employed at least one of those spots, and at least might be able to at least have a little bit of that too. So then potentially I might be able to at least get little extra side shitter to where I can just kind of save that for like record purposes and all that stuff. Though granted, the spot being not necessarily a like super busy area, or at least super busy business, I don't expect a lot from it, so it's whatever. But shit, as far as I'm concerned, it's at least a temporary stopgap for a little bit, and to gain some more experience, on like line kitchens, and all that type of shit, so I can at least use that experience to go work at other places. So either way, it's a good thing. Even if it's only for like a couple months and only on like the weekends or some shit. Like at that point, I really don't care. That's good enough for me. Plus, I can at least like I said, slowly but surely gain up that experience. Besides, at the end of the day, everyone needs a cook. Everyone needs cooks, preppers, and like food handlers, shit. And at least when it comes to my trade, it's my bread and butter. No pun intended. Oh, let's see, say something in the group chat. What was this? Shit, Sizzle Pie went way downhill, apparently. They closed the East Burnside location, retaliation, unionization. Boo! Fuck you, Sizzle Pie. Fuck you for union busting. Boo. Well, not going to Sizzle Pie anymore. I get that like a lot of businesses, especially pizza joints, aren't union, but it's one thing if they're just not, and that's it. Versus like straight up actually trying to prevent it and union bust, and even close down a fucking one of their shops over like that store trying to unionize. It's like fuck that, fuck Sizzle Pie for that shit. Well, we don't want to like have workers like know their rights and like get a better pay and outcome for their work and all that type of shit. So we're just gonna shut the place down and just like fire everybody. Because within a few months we'll just like buy another location, and set one up, a few blocks down the road. I mean, Walmart's done this before. Like a lot of companies actually do this. It's a straight up common tactic that corpos like to use. Where if there's unionization at first, they just shut the store down. After a few months, they just open it up, not literally in the same location, but like within like a mile's radius of that location, to where it's practically just down the road. Like companies do this a lot. Like Walmart's done it like, on record, at least, multiple fucking times where there have been different unionization efforts for Walmart stores, but because Walmart has so much fucking money and they can afford, to close the store and basically, sell off the lease to the property or whatever the fuck, to whoever owns, and manages the property, and then just like rent out another place or own another lot. It's like it's to them, it's basically just a part of the business now. I guess it's nice to know that Sizzle Pie is kind of the same way with that shit. So fuck them. I actually haven't had Voodoo Donuts in fucking forever because they've done some similar sleazy ass tactics. Not like closing, a shop down or nothing, but just straight up firing people for trying to unionize and just like straight up being obstinate and resistant to, them unionizing. And it's like considering like how much of a staple Voodoo Donuts is to Portland and stuff. I mean, it would be honestly a straight up benefit, for that because like the people that run Voodoo Donuts too, the workers that actually operate the fucking place, like they're a part of that staple, and they ought to deserve an equal voice, and a collective bargaining voice, to that share of the to the donuts, so to speak, instead of the pie. So it's just like, I mean, because they're a part of that. Like they're the reason why it's such a staple. I mean, it's like, because honestly, it's like, I mean, a lot of these people probably, have thought about like, oh, I could probably do better and shit, and they just don't have the means to. But they probably would want to make that place better if they just have more of a collective, voice, to bargain, about, how, their work is and their workplace and the environment and their treatment and the benefits. Like, duh. But nah. Voodoo Donuts, Sizzle Pie, a lot of these companies are just like, nah. It would basically be a win-win for like everybody, including us, because we make more money in the long run. But nah. We'd rather just make them cugs in the machine and just like fuck them off if we need to. As long as we just make more money. We forgot to have money. I feel like I haven't heard this song in a minute. Oh my god, of course my friend's calling me right now. Jesus Christ. I knew it. It's like, bruh. I'm just gonna let him know if like I don't answer after like a couple times of calling me, just text me or something. I'm just gonna have to let him know next time. Because like, what the fuck? I'm honestly surprised he doesn't know this yet. My other friends do. Like sometimes if like Logan or Stefan or someone else hits me up, they usually text me after like the first or second time if I don't answer. So at the very least, then I know that they hit me up for one, and for two, they want to at least relay some information because it doesn't happen all the time, but at least like if it's at least important enough, then they'll at least reach out that way. And of course, at some point, then I reach back, usually within like a 10 to 20 minute time frame, and be like, all right, got your message. Yeah, cool. It has been noted. Because sometimes I know Harley calls me occasionally, but like because of his graveyard shifts and stuff, and he gets off at like fucking like 6 or whatever. Like he's usually way up while I'm passed out asleep. So sometimes he'll call me and then remember, oh yeah, I'm out and sleeping. And then he'll like, text me. And then once I wake up, then that's when I, like be like, all right, cool. And then I try to get him to come over, but then he's asleep because of his fucking shifts and shit. So it's like, motherfucker. I legit would rather have him like have like a 9 to 5, like unironically, or like a noon to 8 or something like that. Cause like, goddamn. Especially these graveyards that he does, it feels like I rarely ever see this motherfucker. And it's like, come on. Why do you gotta be a nocturnal, vampire about things? I mean, I hate how this stem is just like, just barely, just like big enough to fit in there. It fits, but it's like it always wants to keep going back and forth, and it gets annoying. It's like, motherfucker. Zukov! Might be my dad. Think he finally came back home. Zukov! Bro, dude, oh my fucking god. Zukov! Oh my fucking god. This dog is ridiculous. Alright, I'm getting him out of there at least, because Jesus Christ. My guy. My dude. Get over here. You're just laying down barking while you're doing this? Are you even gonna get up? My dude. Oh my god. You moody grody boy. Yeah. That moaning groany boy, my lord. Refuses to move. He's boofing. And he just goes at me. It's like, good lord. This dog is ridiculous. He is absurd. Goofy little dog. Oh, I think I actually might be able to send a message to my buddy here real quick. He actually did text me. I didn't even see it. So, actually, you know what? I'll do that real quick. I love how, like, right when I was about to text him, he calls me again. It's like, and of course, it made YouTube take a little poop, so I had to go, get back on that and shit. It's like, god damn it. Then my playlist back going and all that shit. It's like, motherfucker. It's like, It's like, I was just about to text you. Now my friend Harley just hit me up, and it's like, at least he just texted me initially, so I'm going to have to, like, I think I can respond from here, right? Yeah, I can. Hold on. There we go. There we go. I think. Better be better. There we go. Yeah, that's what it sounds. Swoop. Cool. Carol. I like it. I'm wondering if I should leave that for later or just have both of them. Scram it out. I'm debating. A little debate in my mind. Oh, that felt good. So, coffee, lazy bean. Lazy little bean. Oi. Hey, what's up, my man? What's up, my man? Get that ass screwed in there. Bada boom. How you enjoyed yourself this fine evening there, my friend Beano? So I assume doing pretty, feeling pretty good and all that shit. I actually was able to kind of get some of my like overdraft fee bullshit at the bank fixed up today, and it put me just a little short enough to be able to pay my phone bill. So I'm just like, shit, okay. Definitely just need to be spotted just a little bit. At least this is nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was like, fuck, I'm probably going to have to like have one of my buddies spot me like a 50. It's like, shit, I don't want to do that. But they got that all sorted out after I did my deposit thing, and they're just like, all right, you're all good. It should be immediately. And I looked in there and I was like, oh, yay. I was like, oh, because it's just a little short, but just enough. Enough to where it's like, 20, big deal. Like I can eventually, now that, that fingers crossed, at least, potentially, got a job lined up here coming this week, shouldn't be too big of a deal to at least, just like get a 20 back to the homie. What's up, bro? Well, not much. I mean, outside of just, the general kind of good news so far for myself today. Of some of the progression I've been making and all that shit. Because honestly, for a while there, I was kind of getting like, not just depressed, but also just like, fuck this, I'm just now mad, because it was just like getting really ridiculous, not, having at least something, like kind of at least narrowed down a little bit to, potentially be getting hired, at this rate. So now it's, after this past weekend too, all on top of just like, some of the celebratory antics, especially for Friday night. That was interesting. Job you have lined up. I think I mentioned it to you once. I know I was talking about it on stream a couple times, but it's just like this smoked pork barbecue place. It's like a little restaurant. It's kind of like set up in what looks like a little hangar, and I went there back in January and I put in an application and applied. And at the time they said just get me on file and just come back in a couple, like within like a month or a month and a half, and there's a possibility that there could be a follow-up about like potentially getting something lined up maybe in the spring. But they lost someone. This I followed up last Thursday, and they told me that they just lost someone earlier that week. And when the owner showed up, now she was straight up like, oh, I've been thinking about you. Like, because we just recently lost someone and blah, 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 blah. I was like, that just is music to my ears, because that just damn near sounded like a guarantee. If, like the next time I show up and follow up with it, then hopefully, it's just like, who knows? Like, at least I think she's willing to at least, offer, a weekend shift so far, just to kind of see, how, things go and go from there. And that's what I'm hoping for. Hey, where you from, bro? Pacific Northwest. The old PNW. Hey, matey. Also in like the recreational legal West Coast too. So gotta love the West Coast, best coast. Watch your streams from Pakistan. No shit. Damn. Not gonna lie, I've always wanted to go check out Pakistan. Because like honestly, I want to kind of go to like the Khyber Pass, just so I can like check out all the different gunsmiths out there and, check out their shit and just, hang with the locals. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to go to some tourist shit. I would want to go check that out. Oh, another one would be really cool. It's like the border gate ceremony stuff that you guys in India do. Like, that shit is like impressive. Like, it is like an insane like ceremonial thing in like a really cool way with all like the crazy theatrics and the dancing and the uniforms too. I'm just like, dude, if I was there, watching that, I'd probably be treating this like it was a sport, like in a way, because I'd be like, whoa, Look how much this guy fucking flexed out that shit. Oh damn, look at this motherfucker. Oh shit. Damn, he just did some crazy moves. Damn, look at that dance. He just like jumped like 5 feet. What? He's flexing. It's like I'd be like all into that shit, honestly. I think that shit's really cool. So I would definitely love to at least, check out that part of the world one day, if I have an opportunity to. I just wish, the, mutual governments weren't, like so hostile towards each other and shit, because, I mean, like, it seems like, honestly, there isn't, it doesn't just seem that much of a fucking reason for it outside of just literal, like, nationalist and political bullshit fervor from those, governments, which, unfortunately, what are you going to do? Sadly, over here in the U.S., and, ain't too much different with that type of fervor. It's just a lot more clownish, and I have a front row seat to it. But I must say, cheers, my friend. I'm kind of half tempted, depending on how much my phone charges up. I might honestly just say, maybe do like a little mini, Portland stream and hang out, for a little bit with the boys. Maybe. I'll still debate that, though. Because I also don't know how much my speakers charge, because, like, I guess the lights died on it now. So it's charging, it's on, but the lights aren't. So I don't know what percentage that's on. I just know that it's on. So as long as it still functions, I don't care. I'm kind of glad that despite it drowning, it got resurrected. So I'm not complaining as long as it still works. Because my other one actually finally died, but now that fucking thing is not coming back on. That thing is a pooper, and I'm just like, fuck. So that thing better last and work, just fine, at least in the meantime, because if it doesn't in between things, then I'm gonna be sad, because like having just silence, and it kind of irks me. I'd like to at least have background music while I do these, because at least it's a substitute to fucking like reacting to stuff, at least in a way. It's 2015. I was in third class, 2015. Well, honestly, I've been around on YouTube for way longer than that. Like, I had technically 3 channels. This is the third one. And not that anything happened with the other 2 outside of they're just, like, out in the ether. But one was, like, off an old email that I don't even remember that much anymore. I just know it was just like my first last name, and then it was that's about it. I honestly forgot everything about that. I guarantee you that email probably has like a million fucking unread things on it. But there's that one, and then I had one before that when I was younger, back when YouTube was just kind of being a thing. Back in like 2007, YouTube started in 2006. So like so for me, it'd be about like 2007, 2008. And from there, like that was off, at least at that time, because I was a little kid, growing up, at that time, it was off of my mom's account, or at least on her email, which I don't even remember any of the information that I would be able to get at you and to log into that one. So what the fuck ever, So I know that, like, I mean, I know they're still out there, and I bet if I like, think about it, I'm sure it'll like come to me, and then I'll be like, you could probably find them. They're just out there, in the ether, and I guarantee you, it's both of them are probably mega gecko cringe, like literal cringe extract. Like I guarantee it. I don't even want to. Honestly, I kind of don't want to remember them, because I don't want to know what the fuck is on those. Like besides just I know one of them I remember enough to where like there was at least like some Roblox shit. I remember making like a couple DayZ videos that were just really bad. And I think a couple other things. I know one of them did. I think it was the second one. The first one I know has some videos on it too. Oh, I think I actually kind of remember. They were like little like like kind of music videos, not like like fan made ones or like lyric videos stuff. Like at least for me, like I just like knew how to do some basic recording with, at the time, Fraps. And I had a free one where you can record every 30 seconds. So I just hotkeyed it, and where I would just like press. Already stopped. Press. Just press it again and just kind of like splice everything together a little bit, and then and just kind of like edit little videos. So I mean, even when I was a little kid, I was kind of doing little video editing shit. Just very basic shit. But even then, back in the day, it was pretty basic with Windows Movie Maker, Fraps, and a few other like early day video editing shit. Definitely, in the last like 15 plus, 20 something damn years, like we've kind of come a long way with doing this type of shit. So been designed of YouTube and the internet for quite a long time. We're showing my age. What's your time for live stream? Please listen. Share your time zone. I know there's a lot of time difference. I mean, I'm pretty much across the Pacific Pond from you. It's only 7 p.m. over here, which I think that translates to. It would translate, I think, to a 1900 hours, I think, in international / military time, if I'm guessing right. Honestly, I should translate it to like my clock into international time. Oh wait, no, I think it'd be 1500 actually, PST. Yeah, I jumped it a little too much. No, it'd be 1500, I think. No, that'd be 3 o'clock. No, so I'm right. My America brain is trolling. That's fucked. I used to know it, actually. I used to kind of be able to, know that type of shit. It's 8 a.m. Pakistan. Oh, so it's in the morning, and so about 11-hour difference. Also, what's up, bros? Coming at you at 5%. Oh, shit. Well, at least you got your shit charging now. That's good, at least. What do you do for a living? At least for the meantime, I'm kind of in between jobs, but I should have one coming up, and if that's the case, then I'll be doing prepping / cooking at a like smoked pork barbecue place. It's like a family-owned little restaurant that's just like pretty much around the corner for me. So it'd be part-time at least for now, but depending, circumstances, that will at least, get me more experience for one, and for two, potentially might get full time in, in the near future. So, I mean, we'll just, at this point, I'm just kind of, let my good graces, just kind of take the wheel because they already have a pretty great impression of me as it is. So I'm just like, all right, hopefully I can get the job. And I've seen their menu, and they don't just got like, pork briskets and stuff like that. They got all sorts of other stuff, and I'm just like, ooh, just like, damn, this stuff looks good. So hopefully, I can potentially, kind of do a little bit more kind of professional style, like, cooking, and stuff, on top of just like, home style cooking. Well, I guess it's a little bit of a mixture of like home style and professional too. I mean, considering, it is business. So, but it definitely has a very like homemade kind of home style like vibe to it for sure. It's a very homey place. What I find really cool is that it's kind of like in a little barracks. I think that's really kind of cool about it. Chase Federal's tax return out in the making of 18K is only $121. What the fuck? I thought tax returns were going to be big. They usually, it's, you know, I think this time, I think you know where you can put the blame there, Venom. It's definitely like, you know, the federal government and their fucking shenanigans and bullshit. That's for sure. Especially with like Elon kind of like, you know, doing a lot more destruction in comparison to like Trump's like, you know, fucking showman clown show bullshit. He actually had like a ridiculous ass fucking interview with Brian Kilmeade. I've only seen parts of it so far. You know, like the very like kind of first like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's even then it was all ridiculous. It was like one question was asked, and then there was like a follow up, but like of course he didn't really answer the question. And it was just like, we got to get rid of all the waste. We got to get rid of, you know, yeah, like, you know, all this, you know, like red tape and blah, blah, blah. Even though he's literally adding more to it and making things less efficient and all this other shit. It's just like, we need more efficiency. We need to like, you know, cut a lot of, you know, the excess fat and then, you know, whatever the fuck. It's like, oh my God. It's like, my guy. I mean, he's just like, really, if anything, just being the showman while Elon Musk fuck things up and shit. Like, I mean, the whole idea of him being kind of the shadow president, even though it's kind of a meme, is honestly kind of true. I mean, like, we pretty much have an unelected, weird bureaucrat, insecure little 12-year-old minded billionaire freak ball, racist piece of Nazi shit that is like, you know, basically kind of like fucking things up with his weird, you know, brigade of incel twink fucking tech bro kids of like 19 to 20 years old. It's like, oh my God, no. Fucking just. Sometimes I get community posts on YouTube from The Onion, you know, like with some of their headlines and their articles and shit. And half the time I literally look at them thinking they're actually real because, like, which shows that Onion's still, you know, top tier, you know, doing some peak good shit. But at the same time, it's just like, bruh. Like, the most recent one was like, Fox News censors and bleeps out the entire set of Kendrick Lamar. And I was like, and I literally at first glance thought that was real. I was like, wait, what? And then I saw the post and I was like, oh, The Onion. I was like, and I was thinking in my head, knowing Fox News, they probably would. And honestly, knowing them too, on top of that, just for, you know, round 2 on this Electric Boogaloo, like, they probably bitched about it. In fact, I know they did. I saw at least some fucking, like, you know, recommended video, I think from, like, Hassan, you know, like one of the Hassan Industrial Complex, like, fan channels that upload, you know, clips and shit. I'm pretty sure I saw one that had, like, all these fucking, like, Fox News, fucking Daily Wire, dipshit, fucking conservative talking head, yokel, fuckle, chuckle fucks bitching about it. So it's just like, I mean, you know, I know for a fact they did on that one. It's just like, so honestly, you know, they can't help themselves. I mean, I frankly wouldn't be surprised if they just, like, bleeped all of it out. But I know they didn't because The Onion, you know, made it, you know, the satire about it. But it just kind of nails it on the head because, like, man, even in this world of just clown show bullshit that we got going on, at least in America, can't speak for the rest of the world, you know, honestly. Well, actually, I'll put a pin on that. You know, but, like, fuck. I mean, it gets hard to parody, but The Onion still comes out with the flex. But go back to that pen I put. I don't know if I mentioned on stream yet, but dude, Russia, straight up, like the Russian equivalent of The Onion, I think it's like IA Prazikov or some shit like that. I forgot exactly what it's called. But I saw in the fuckers video of like this, like, you know, parody, like Onion satire, you know, kind of style outlet that's in Russia that made fun of like the idea that, you know, DeepSeek, and there was satire about how DeepSeek is using Soviet Union era kind of level technology, or at least, you know, expertise and knowledge from the Soviet Union or some shit, which one, doesn't even make sense in the first place, and two, it's just like, what? But the Russian state unironically rolled with that. They actually took that and ran with it, saying that it was actually, you know, like good, and, you know, like because nationalism and, you know, like, you know, Russia's the best or whatever and all that other bullshit. Like it was just literally like because hey, if it sounds like it makes us look good, then we can persuade the audience to say that it is actually good. It's like, that's basically what it was. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you just straight cannot make shit like that up. So at least, it's good to know that, at least, whatever the domestic politics of Russia is, it's about just as much of a clown show that it is over here. It's just a lot more suppressed over there, and, it's worse, in a lot of ways. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to think, now it's kind of like a horse race of who's worse. There used to be the Cold War of, trying to do a space race, and now we're just trying to say who's worse, to our own populace race. It's like, oh, God. Yay. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that reminds me from The Onion. Elon Musk said debuts a new self-parenting child. A self-parenting child? What? Russian accent was awesome. Oh. Thank you, comrade. Da, it is good. Meine deutsche accent isn't really too bad either. Für mein Hals brennt. Und Prost. I also have a pretty decent little German accent. Believe it or not, Soviets did a lot of weird esoteric research. Well, you know what's funny? The reason why, actually, it's funny that you brought this up, because I actually saw like a little YouTube short about this, about like during World War II, with a lot of the volunteers and like Americans that went to help the Chinese on the mainland and shit, like the Flying Tigers, for example. But there was also like on the ground volunteers too. Of course, during that time, there was a little bit of, mixture of communist and nationalist Chinese forces, working together, and including a lot of those volunteers and shit. And near the end of the war, a lot of those American troops, mingled around with a lot of those forces, but also a lot of them kind of, took kindred, and shipped to a lot of the communist forces, of the Chinese at the time, and ended up becoming communists after the war. And once the CIA was established, they were kind of wondering, like, what type of brainwashing, weird esoteric shit that they do, and hence that's where MK Ultra came from, because they were trying to mimic the same kind of shit, thinking that the Soviets and the Maoist Chinese forces at the time brainwashed them somehow. And it's like, what? Same thing with Europe when Americans and Soviet forces met together too. There's different cases of that happening when Americans and Soviets met together as well. So there, it's kind of interesting that you kind of bring it up, because like MK Ultra came from the idea that of a lot of this idea of like the esoteric research of the Soviet Union, which, not that they didn't necessarily do that shit either, but part of why they did too was because of MK Ultra. Like, because the CIA and the US thought that they were doing that shit initially, they started doing it, and it's always like, they're doing esoteric stuff. Maybe we could tap into some of this psychic esoteric research. And they started doing it too. And it's like, so it's kind of interesting how that kind of worked. It's really weird, but hey, sometimes geopolitics tends to be a little fuckety like that. Especially when you have very interesting bedfellows like that. So it's all right, right. I'm stare at Goats is based off a real program for remote viewing. Goodbye. I'm gonna be late for college. Well, yeah, don't be late for college, my friend. I remember my college days. Hopefully one of these days I can probably get myself into trade school, but at least for now, gotta make sure I get my rest of my shit in order. You have a food hot take? Well, hey, send it. We'll do 2 topics at once. The Stare at Goats is based off a real program for remote viewing. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of vaguely familiar about that one because, like, there was a lot of really interesting different programs that, even funny enough, like, even kind of predate the CIA, but the CIA also kind of attempted to try to expand on them. Like, about like MI6 and the OSS trying to, like, make like a gay bomb or like some sort of like a gay thing, to try to make Hitler gay or more feminine or some shit like a gay pill or whatever the fuck. It's just like, I mean, I mean, like they were trying to kind of do that too for others, as well, like in the future, to kind of see if there's like, a way to, like kind of, like kind of in a sense, try to distill like the sense of like, division and also like, break it down of a populace. Like, especially when it came to like the black community, I know that was like kind of one factor on top of many, many others that came along with that, and it came to like, doing all sorts of random fucking, experiments upon them. Like, like we've like the Tuskegee experiments is like the most notorious, example of it. There we go. Here in a mouth. I've read for someone to declassify reports and run things as some from accurate to real places. Others are straight nonsense, but I guess to share like you can bullshit a map out. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, because honestly, I bet there are like, different aspects of being able to like do, like kind of, conditioning and shit. I mean, Stockholm Syndrome is like kind of like a good example of like, how people can be kind of conditioned into their abuser. You know what I mean? Like there's all and just ways to break people's will kind of shit. So it's not like it's an impossibility. I mean, there are certainly different things, which I can only imagine some of the wild shit that was being done. When it came to stuff like that, because it's like, I mean, there's definitely ways to where that is a possibility, but I mean, there's also at least ways to where it's not torturous or conditioning or brainwashing and shit too. Sometimes just a convincing enough argument works, but sometimes just make it easier, you kind of break them down. As fucked as it is. Do a little tap tap. Guess we keep on it. Boop. Doggo. Why are you being a lazy bean? Okay, Hitler. Now, das let me also tells you, some Jews are very unfabulous. No, das ist nicht wunderbar. Nein, unwunderbar. Nein. They are just so undesirable. Let me just tell you, das deutsche nation, the work of the deutsche peoples, they are just lame as fuck. Say how. He would just do that. It's like, say how. And then just like the entire nation is just like, the entire German people are just looking at each other like, do we? Was it me, or was that very homosexual? I thought we burned in, a lot of those Jesuits. Does something happen? Does something happen to das Führer? Nein! They just won't even know what to do with it. Honestly, oh my god, dude, I just kind of thought someone like should literally be a parody of like unironically a gay Hitler. Like whenever these like Proud Boys, neo Nazis, or Patriot Front or whatever the fuck, whenever they show their fucking faces around, someone should just like try to follow them around at their little dumb rallies and just like be in like a gay, you know, like, and obviously he's gonna have to kind of go in like kind of full Hitler uniform, but also make it gay as fuck, like make it flamboyant, like, you know, make a pink R-band with like a, you know, with a swastika on it or something, you know, just like make it so fucking ridiculous that it's obviously what it is, but like it's just obvious, like it's a gay Hitler, you know, and he's flamboyant as fuck. He's wearing a little skirt with the, you know, the jacket and everything, right? But it's a little skirt with like some, you know, SS fucking, you know, high boots and shit. Like it's got to be flamboyant as fuck. You know, fake a little mustache, or if they can't grow a mustache, just say fuck it and just commit to the bit, and then just like, you know, just follow them around and just be like, these are my peoples. Say hi, you know, just all that shit. Like, just like fuck with them. I think it would just be great. Because some people will be like, what the fuck, you know, but at the same time, I mean, it'd be pretty funny. You know, I don't know, like, they would have to commit to the bit, too, because they have to kind of get, like, you know, World War II era, Third Reich fucking, you know, pins and bullshit and stuff like that. Add a few extra little flair to it. You know, like, maybe get some custom made, like, you know, pink, like, lapels, you know, for, like, the ranks or some shit. You know, something like that. I mean, you know, just add a little extra flair to it, you know, and there you go. Earth Thrall would at least be proud. He'd be like, this represents my values ironically, and I love this. This is what I wanted to see out of the Nazi party, but yet they killed me. As a loose end because I'm gay. Which, kind of funny enough, at least for him, was unironically like an open secret of his. It wasn't really up until like the total takeover where they tied the loose end off of him, because they didn't want to really see the, you know, sense of like, oh, well, they're kind of hypocrites because they got that guy, because it was literally just an open secret kind of thing. So they're like, well, all right, well, fuck you then. Killing you and reforming, you know, the SA into the SS kind of shit. Which, silver lining, so whatever. But, you know, I wish, you know, like most of them were tied as loose ends. That would have been preferable. And if like the Hitler rant and Downfall, that German movie, like means anything, I know that at least, you know, one thing that is a piece of dialogue in his rant was like, I should have purged you, these fucking generals like Stalin. You know, because Stalin did the Great Purge, he was like ranting off about how he should have done that, and like some of his like close generals are looking at each other like, he probably means us. It's like, oof. You know, honestly, speaking of Nazis, I did see something hilarious that happened in, I think, in Columbus, Ohio, like near this place called Lincoln Heights, like where a bunch of Nazis showed up, you know, just to kind of, you know, flex their stupid, dumb bullshit. And straight up, like within about like an hour, like, you know, a community guard of like people expressing their Second Amendments and shit, like showed up and just started, you know, like, you know, doing their thing, you know, just hanging out, you know, basically, you know, kind of implying, hey, get the fuck out of here kind of shit. And then like somebody literally, you know, was blasting some beats and shit, you know, I think by Public Enemy, and, you know, he had his pistol out too. He was holding on to him being like, you know, hey, I'm here, what's up, I'm just dancing. You know, got trigger discipline, but he's just sitting there like, I'm just dancing, vibing and shit. And eventually they all fucked off. And I think at some point it must have been a little tussle, because, you know, they did acquire one of their flags and they start burning that shit. And I'm just like, man, I will say this much. There need to be a little bit more, you know, bat to a skull, or like, you know, fist to face, you know, ratios going on. But, you know, hey, to be honest, it'll happen. It's just a good old classic, you know, virtue of fuck around and find out. Just working if Nick Fuentes to do it. Dance fast, you little Hitler to youth, little bitch. He would be a little Hitler to youth bitch, wouldn't he? Zukov, shut the fuck up. This Bean is ridiculous. Bean doth be ridiculous. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to read this other thing about him. I mean, you know me, I believe in psionics as a possibility, but I think some of these experiments are ridiculous. I don't know if he's in here anymore, but I mean, at least when it comes to that, I mean, maybe, but I suppose it would just be more or less, you know, just kind of on a general basis of what that belief is, and just go from there. Because this, depending on who you ask, I mean, it could mean like some weird spiritual foo-foo bullshit, but, you know, at the same time, I guess it could be a theory to it. I will say. Well, I dropped my lighter, but also the crystal ball. Hot Food Take is classic trail mix is S tier. I don't know if that's really that much of a hot take. I like trail mix. I mean, I like just any form of trail mix. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'll make my own sometimes, because why not, you know? I mean, I like me some trail mix. There's some trail mixes I don't like, but just good old, you know, class trail mix with races in it too. Well, see, that's acceptable because it's kind of mixed in some, like, you know, nuts, M&Ms maybe, some other shit. Like, it's not in a cookie or some shit where it's blaspheming, you know, the original treat, like an oatmeal raisin. It should just be just an oatmeal cookie and that's it. It's like, God, I hate when motherfuckers put raisin in an oatmeal cookie because I love oatmeal cookies, but when there's some other, you know, when those bitch-ass raisins are in that shit, no, get that out of there. I'd much rather have it in trail mix. On their own, but in trail mix, yeah, I'll be fine with that. I don't give a fuck. I don't, you know, eschew the raisin. I just don't really go for them as just a regular old snack, and I also don't want them in my cookies. I mean, really, they do kind of properly belong in, like, trail mixes and stuff like that. Because, you know, you got a little mixture of other stuff. Raisins I don't hate, but on their own, it's CFS. But mixed with nuts and off-brand M&Ms, they work. Exactly. I mean, if it's, like, I'll say this. Like, if the only snack, like, let's say I go to, like, some, you know, homie's pad or some shit, right? And they got snacks, but they only got, like, you know, a bunch of raisins or something. Fuck it. I'll eat them. I mean, I'm not, you know, that's not my go-to. I mean, but I'll eat it. I have like a couple handfuls and just call it good. Whatever. You know, like, it's not like the end of the world for me. I mean, if, like, because honestly, raisins are just dehydrated grapes. If I just want a grape, I just get a grape. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, yeah, but a grape in trail mix don't work. But when you dehydrate it as a raisin, it works. So I think, you know, I think that, you know, I think the crystal ball has put its judgment forth. It has spoken. And no one can judge the ball. If their only snacks are raisins, they're potentially a psychopath. Well, let me you know, provide a counter to an exception. The only exception. They're a stoner, and they had an ex-girlfriend that just recently left, but, you know, one of her snacks was, you know, like raisins or something. Or maybe they use it for trail mixes and shit like that, you know, but they ran out of their other snacks, and they just have, like, a little, like, leftover thing of raisins, and that's about it because they haven't gone to the grocery store or some shit yet. I mean, granted, we probably would have solved this issue by just getting snacks before we showed up, you know, but, you know, granted, you know, let's say it's like late at night and there's not a store, you know, or whatever, then, you know, I'm just saying, it's the ex crazy. Well, hence ex-girlfriend, right? I'm just saying, either way, in that hypothetical, or maybe the hypothetical, it's like a stoner that likes to go hiking, do, stuff like that. People like me. But, like, they make their own trail mixes, but, they have, like, leftover raisins, and that's all they have because they haven't went to the grocery store or some shit. I think that's actually a valid thing right there a little bit. But at that point, then, if there's nothing around in sight, then just kind of a little SOL. I mean, I guess unless you want just toast. I mean, if they have bread. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I can see, potential validity of that being the case, but it should be like a 1 in a billion chance of that happening. Because honestly, someone's a psychopath if they just snack on raisins and shit just on their own like that when they have a few boxes of it or something. That's when you should probably like watch out. But if just have like one box and they make like their own trail mixes and that's just all they got because they haven't restocked on shit, then that can whatever. Like guess I'm snacking on a handful or two of those things. Which big whoop. I mean, like you said, C tier. For me, I'd probably put like C minus tier, if that's even possible, like in between D and C. But I guess lower C, upper D. When it comes to that tier list. Because I'm not really like wanting that, but I'll take it if that's all that's, available, or, they don't want their snacks, eaten. I'm just like, all right, fair enough, fine. I'll have some raisins instead, asshole. Or some shit, Like, at least that I could kind of understand a little. Still will suck, but, what are you going to do? Just have to ponder the ball. And see where it puts its judgment forth. True psycho behavior. You offer them your trail mix and they only pick out the raisins. That is some straight true psychopath behavior. Like, I'll like pick out some certain stuff, like in trail mix sometimes. I'll be like, you know what? Not feeling that quite yet. I just want like some of the good stuff right here. I'll pick out a couple M&Ms or some other stuff, or like those little mini like baby breadstick kind of bites pieces and stuff. Mix that in there. Like you could probably find like Chex Mix and shit. If you put a couple of them, it's not bad. Because I'll pick out a few things like that, but I'll not pick everything out. Like I'm a little bird or some shit. Like I'll just grab a handful and I'll like kind of do a little, little shake and just the raisins. Yeah, then they are, kind of psychotic. If I look in their eyes and there's just nothing but an endless dead void, then yeah, I'm running away. I'm gonna be running away on that one because oh hell no, I'm not about that. Oops, all raisins. Just all the raisins. Nothing but raisins. They just literally have a stockpile of raisins. And anything raisin related. It's honestly like that would just not be just pure psychopath behavior, but that would be just like a true obsessive behavior of like the likes. It would be like an OCD thing of it's like I must have all the raisins. I will not be satisfied until all the raisins are mine. It's like oh shit. It's like oh no. Oops. Feel the knuckle want to pop, and I won't want to pop. Meow. Meow. Boo. At least get some good snack cracker pops out in the old bag right there in the small. Feels good. It feels good. Also debating, considering how windy it's been today, if I should even wear this hat. Also kind of like, redid my feathers a little bit so I can get like some of these scrub jay feathers of the blue kind of popping a little more. I found out I can kind of slide one right there, so that's what I did. Actually, I realized I have one over here I should grab. That's a little fuckety. Could probably fix it, actually. Maybe, hopefully. So maybe I could kind of blend it in somewhere. Oop. Yeah, you know what? I could probably do this. There we go. Oh, cool. Actually blends in enough. Sweet. Look at this plume. This is me peacocking right here. This is the plumage. Especially of the blues. I really love like those like, you know, Stellar J, you know, kind of black and blue feathers. Like when I found those, I just like couldn't help myself by at least grab it, you know, those two feathers because it really does stand out and it looks pretty as fuck. It's beautiful. Man, I love Scrub Jays and Stellar Jays. Stellar Jays got like little fucking mohawks on them. Like, you know, when every now and then their heads will like kind of pop up like that. And they got like some really like bold, shiny, kind of like almost like kind of Raven Crow, like kind of black, you know, feathers and stuff. And then their lower body, you know, fades into like, you know, really bold blue. And it's just like, oh, they are so cool. And they like got some raptor ass noises. They're like, there's like, it's like a little mini raptor. It's like, what the fuck type of dinosaur noise is this shit? I see one of those motherfuckers around. I'm just like, oh shit. And then you got the Scrub Jays, and they got a different like noise. You know, they do different little like crazy dinosaur noise. I'm just like, oh shit. It's like got little flying raptors around. Eraser band. Just some dude filling a bowl entirely raises and pouring milk over it and eating it with a spoon. That is like borderline Jeffrey Dahmer behavior to where we probably need to actually have like that guy on a terrorist watch list. I'm putting that right out there. Yeah. That's bro. That's whoa. That's a little insane. I'm not even gonna lie. If someone did that shit, that'd be fucking whack. Like, how much you want to bet there's a YouTube video of someone doing that? A few someone's doing that. I'm gonna go back for real quick, but see if that's the case, because I'm actually curious. I bet you there is a motherfucker out there that has done that. Big pain. A little bean boy. A little bean boy. Little bean and little pup. A little pupping boy. A little pupping boy. Still coming. Yeah. Let's go in the bathroom quick and all that shit. Hey. And this little turd still needs to get a little foo-foo. I'll have this one for the road. Fuck it. Yeah. Get out. Surprise karaoke. Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, they have it on Mondays. I got a little game plan in mind, so don't you worry, you little patient little booty. What? What? Get over here. What you want? Get up here. What? Oh my god, don't be a whiny butt. You're fine. Good lord. He's like, hurry up, one foul. Oh well. I just got a whiny butt over here. Got a little whiny butt over here. Whiny butt. You smell like a coconut. Get that coconut conditioner in you. Now you smell like a coconut. A little fluffy coconut, but you're super soft coconut nonetheless. A coconut indeed. You are such a goofball. Whoa. I am flipping you around. Don't you worry yourself. Good. You're a fucking goober. He's such a goober. My goodness. You just don't even know how to deal with yourself. You just don't even know how to deal with it. You're a goober. Alright, you can get down. Careful, don't butt my balls. Thank you. Would have been shit if you did. You're good at that though. You like to be busting balls, and I hate it. That's why I'm always careful with you, because I don't want you doing that. Don't be giving me that look. Don't be giving me that look. Yeah, that's right. Goofy little turd. Yeah. Yeah, dang. I like how he just went like, like he was kind of freaked out, like something was going to happen to him. And it's like, come on, bro. It's like, I don't know what, like, why would he be wanting to, like, worry his little ass? Like, this dog goes just fine. But oh no. He wants to be like, oh no. I'm going to be confined in a little ball. It's starting to be kind of like a Vito sometimes, about shit like that. And just like, what the fuck? Not all the time, but every now and then it kind of gets a little Vito-ish. Because Vito's always like, he always whines and does stuff like that. It's really funny. He's really vocal, but not so much as Zukov. But he's kind of occasionally he's been getting his moments every now and then. I'm just like, well, what the hell? You're just fine. Nothing's going on. What a goofball. Well, just a goofy doggo. He's just absurd. Nice. But anyway, let's go meet up with the boys. Scenes. At least, they got themselves into their little adventures and shit. So, at least, Tulu for now. And I'll probably be back a little later. We'll see. So,